Some viewers may find the following video
weird asshole.
Viewer discretion is advised.
Tiffany Haddish, an award-winning actress and a brilliant comedian.
Those of you watching at home, hi Fifth Harmony.
Oh, God.
Most people know her from her roles in movies like Girls Trip, Night School, and Nobody's Fool.
Ooh, this is nice.
But nobody knows what she went through to get to where she is now. Her memoir excellently captures her experience as a black woman trying to make it in the entertainment industry while exposing her struggles in life. So Tiffany begins her story with her evil kindergarten classmates. They used to bully her for having warts and moles on her face, and they gave her the unclever nickname of Dirty Ass Unicorn. As she initiates her story, she uses a whimsical tone so that she can lighten the experience of her childhood. She also does this so the readers can feel comfortable enough to laugh. We learned that Haddish was illiterate until the 9th grade. She never learned how to read properly, and she passed all of her elementary and middle school years by making people laugh so that she could cheat off of them. You might be thinking like that's impossible, there's too many tests and evaluations that they have, but times were different back then. Every time she had to present or have a project in front of the class, she would just make emergency excuses like, oh, I gotta use the bathroom, or I'm starting to feel really sick. Eventually, she was called by her drama teacher and she taught her how to read individually. In this chapter, she uses a bunch of periods and short sentences to emphasize how illiterate she was. This was her way to show how her brain was working at that time and how mentally delayed she was. After she called one of her classmates a cracker, she was sent to the Laugh Factory comedy camp. There were many comedians that would come out there as mentors.
And
I'm dancing. He had to be in his 80s, and I'm dancing. He's smiling and everything, and I turn around on him and I'm dancing. And I look at the people's face in front of me, and their faces were going like this, and it went. And I was like, what? And I turned around and he was on the ground on his back. And I was like, oh, shoot! Like,
Her story about her family was completely wild. Before we get into this, I feel it's important to say that her father left the family because her mother caught him cheating on her. She tried to, and she ended up. And yeah, it was pretty bad. So when Tiffany was 8 years old, her mother got into a horrible car accident that left her basically brain dead, and she had to learn how to walk, talk, and eat again. She didn't remember any of her kids except for Tiffany, and for a while she thought it was a blessing because she was finally the favorite child. But then it got ugly really fast because she started to beat her and call her ugly and worthless just like her father. At this point of the chapter, Tiffany uses foreshadowing so that the readers could stay engaged. She interrupts to inform them about this encounter that happened on her 21st birthday with her stepfather. Her stepfather instantly cut her off and told her that it was a blessing that she was here because he actually cut the brakes to the mother's car so that they could all die so he could take their life insurance. This was a good interrupter so that she could introduce her life in foster care. So Tiffany has been in foster care since she was 13. Her mother got into a fight, hit a baby, was arrested, hospitalized, and diagnosed as schizophrenic. While she was in group homes, the older girls would beat her. Tiffany would try to use comedy to get out of it. One day, her foster grandfather caught her stuffing her bra with toilet paper, and he offered to suck on her breast every day to help them grow. She let him because he never felt uncomfortable or she never thought that she was being attacked. It wasn't until she was 19 that she realized that she was being molested. She always thought molestation meant somebody hurting you or taking something that you didn't want to give. Tiffany introduces the abstract concept of molestation because it was something that she never understood when she was younger. She wanted to open a discussion about the forms of sexual assault so that young readers could understand and report the signs. One day, when Tiffany was staying at one of her grandma's properties, her mother came up to the door and tried to come in, and then she threw a rearview mirror at the back of her head.
Tiffany, open the door!
Mom, you shouldn't be here right now. You can't be here right now. I have somewhere I have to go. You can't be here right now. You need to leave right now. Oh, so now you think you're better than me? Where do you think you're going with that hoochie ass outfit? You're not going anywhere. So at this point, Haddish was using a reflective and sincere tone to emphasize that love that she had for her mother. Even though she put her through so much, she still wanted to show that that was her mother because she still loved her at the end of the day. This relates to the audience because many people experience abuse from their parents and they'll just wave it off because they're their parents and they're supposed to love them. You have to talk about Titus. So Titus was her ex and he was the worst one. Overall, he was a horrible boyfriend. Like, he would lie to her, steal from her, cheat on her, take her car and then leave for days.
Eventually,
He had a pregnancy scare. She knew that they weren't ready to be parents, but Titus wanted to have the child. She went through with the abortion. Haddish utilizes informal language and a straightforward tone because as a woman, she relates to women that have pregnancy scares. At this point, she was speaking to those who have an abortion and don't feel any regret about it. She wants them to know that it's their choice and their body. Roscoe was the sweetest man in the world. He called me beautiful, bought me flowers and Chick-fil-A sandwiches. The only problem was he had a baby arm and he talked mush mouth. But I still had an amazing time on our date. Even though I was slightly embarrassed, I didn't care because he was the one for me. However, I let my friends' opinions get the best of me and I told him that we should be friends. I've never seen him since. Tiffany Haddish includes her experience with Roscoe, her handicapped angel, because she wants people to know that they shouldn't let people's opinions interfere with their hearts. She uses a sincere tone to emphasize her feelings and eventually guilt about him, so that the readers can understand why she did what she did. She also uses a series of rhetorical questions to emphasize her regret in losing him. Thank you guys for watching. I'm so sorry.